Rate cuts coming, rate cuts coming, rate cuts coming, rate cuts coming. What's up, family? It's Money Monday. You know what that means. It's time for another episode of The Mason Jar. I started a series where I was going to use a few weeks to talk about trade violations which could possibly get investors in trouble. But we've had some new things happen with the Federal Reserve Board that actually make me want to change gears, at least for this week. And if you don't know what the Federal Reserve Board is, it's a group of people that govern monetary policy in the United States to help keep our markets, our financial markets, safe. And by financial markets, I'm not referring to the stock market necessarily, but banks and all financial institutions here. What's going on is we've been dealing with inflation. Inflation is when the cost of stuff is high. And so the goal is to disinflate or to make that come down. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The goal is to make the prices come down. There are a couple of ways that this could happen. When stuff gets too expensive, the consumer could be like, I'm not paying for that expensive mess. And they could buy expensive, or they could buy cheaper alternatives, which would make the producers of the high price stuff be like, hey, the demand is going down for this, so we need to lower our prices. Or the Federal Reserve Board could step in and be like, hey, we're going to force people to not buy this stuff by making it even more expensive. And they do this by using a tool, which is the interest rates. You raise the interest rates with rates which make it more expensive to borrow money, to produce stuff, to sell stuff, to buy stuff. And basically, when it gets so expensive, people are forced to stop buying it, and companies are forced to lower prices on their own. Hopefully, this is making sense, but that's basically what's been going on, why stuff has been costing even more than it would have costed just with the producers and manufacturers and sales inflating prices on their own, even though they've been using bogus reasons to justify the higher prices. But anyway, this tactic by the board has been working, and it looks like we're headed toward disinflation successfully. And that means that we need to be prepared to take advantage of the decrease in interest rates. Who's going to benefit most from decreased interest rates? Banks and people you have to use loans to buy stuff from, real estate, car manufacturers, etc. So as the interest rate comes back down, we need to position ourselves to stock up on some of these bank stocks and financial institutions, some of these car manufacturers, some of these home builders, and some of these other companies that provide materials to home builders, car manufacturers, etc. That's the post for this week. Next week, we'll probably get back to discussing the trade violations that we want to watch out for. But this week, we're talking about what looks like a decrease in interest rates and how we could take advantage of these decreased interest rates when they actually happen. And that's by investing in home builders, car manufacturers, banks, and people that make money off of giving loans. If you have any questions or any information that may help me fill my pockets more or some of my friends, hit me up and engage with me. I'll talk to you later. Until next week, remember the motto: get money, keep money. Be easy.